Hello and welcome to One Storyteller, where we promise this will be shorter. Andrew says perhaps too much shorter. Or
I
something.
was wrong last time, so
Yeah.
don't trust that.
Hey, 45 minutes is relative. If 45 minutes can mean an hour and a half, which is half an hour too long, 45 minutes can also mean 15 minutes, which is half an hour too short.
We're not doing 15 minutes, that's for sure.
Oh, bet. No,
I
I'm
don't
cutting
think
off the recording 15 minutes in.
No.
We'll just talk into the void.
Speed run.
You won't notice. You'll be looking off into the direction or you'll be reading the book and I'll just tap the space bar and then nothing will happen. So I'm Reagan.
I'm Andrew.
Great character introductions. And here we are with Fellowship of the Ring, Chapter 12, Flight to the Ford. This is the moment where they're not even a fellowship at this point. Strider and 4 hobbits,
The gang.
3.5 hobbits and half a wraith, sort of,
Oh my.
are making
That's
their way.
dark.
Yeah, it is dark. It's terrible. They're making their way to Rivendell very, very quickly after being attacked by some wraiths who were very terrifying up until last episode, and then they were kind of just mildly terrifying and slightly incompetent. And that only continues, and unfortunately they continue to be slightly incompetent, but also dissuaded by some other factors. They don't ultimately catch up with Frodo. So spoiler alert for this chapter, Frodo gets away fine, probably. He almost dies, but
Yeah.
that sounds like a him
is
problem.
A little bold, but he does get away.
he gets away, so that is better than it could be.
Yeah. I guess this is like, I'm still thinking about last chapter because we were just doing this for as far as recording goes. I don't think it's right to say less terrifying.
Yes.
But it certainly makes them appear less competent.
I would argue that less competent is less terrifying.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But like their presence and abilities are still just as scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they are capable, sort of.
Yeah.
They're capable when they want to be. And the question is, like, why do they not always want to be? But maybe they do. So anyway,
we
let's
already
just
talked about that.
go through the chapter. Do you have no overarching thoughts? We'll just go straight for this. So the injury.
Yes.
He is injured. Frodo is injured. Rip Frodo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Next, the
another,
journey.
Another thing that
Hey,
shows...
we have 15 minutes.
We don't have 15 minutes.
Oh. That's true. We only have 12 minutes now. That's wild.
Good grief.
Yes. So you have...
It's another thing pointing toward Aragorn's competence is that he knows how to heal even wounds such as these.
He let Frodo be hurt.
If there's any
Never
issues
mind.
with last chapter, it's not
that is not one of them.
But he's able to heal this special dangerous wound. He says, like, there's only so much I can do here.
Well,
there's more qualified people in Rivendell. But you best be believing that he's one of the only people in the whole region who could do any or something,
Yeah, there is, I mean, he says hot water, keep it clean, right? Keep the fire going, keep Frodo near the fire. There's a lot about this wound. So Frodo has been stabbed in the shoulder, but with like a cursed blade, as we'll figure out in just a minute, which basically there's a lot in this chapter about how it's making his arm freeze up and it's making him feel all cold. And so there's a lot of like heat that is trying to combat that, although nothing really changes it until much later in the chapter. But
things like this help a little bit.
Yes, help to slow whatever is happening, but it doesn't reverse it. So he also goes and grabs some athelas or king's foil. It's a weed apparently, and that is good. It delays the curse somewhat, but it doesn't actually fix it. This is the moment where basically, like, why did they go? And Strider says, well, Frodo's been stabbed, so he will be subdued to their will, which is kind of vague.
Yeah. And Aragorn sort of lays out what's at stake or what we were complaining or speculating about at the end of the last chapter. He says, they believe he will be destroyed by this cursed weapon.
Yes.
But don't give up hope, Sam. I think your master is made of sterner stuff than they believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the knife did not pierce his heart as he had intended, because Frodo leapt forward and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And so Aragorn just spoiled the chapter.
Frodo's
going to make it through on those technicalities.
Yeah. Back to the D&D example. This is Tolkien saying, I've gone too far here. Let me make up some rules for how this person can survive this.
It does sort of feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah. It does make sense. It does feed into the whole, like, it took, Bilbo had the ring, but it took him a long time to really get corrupted and really get so attached to it.
So we've seen the idea of hobbits being hard to corrupt.
Yes.
And we've seen that it's good to, like, resist and fight back instead of just standing idly by.
Yeah.
And I do like that detail, that if it got his heart, it's game over.
Yeah.
But leaping forward toward
Frodo
the guy's
did
feet,
something.
Yeah.
And even though it wasn't anything worthwhile, ultimately it saved him.
Yes.
And
there's value to fighting back against evil, even if there's not great immediate consequences.
Yeah, which is what we saw with the Strider's line to Barlaman earlier.
Yes,
and it's just what you've seen with the hobbits all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is consistent, as silly as it is and like as technical as it is. It's not against the rules of the world. And so I can buy it from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is where Strider mentions that the name of Elbereth is the real harm that was caused to the Witch King, or I don't even think he's called that at this point.
Not yet.
To the writer mentioning essentially the name of God or one of the gods.
One of the gods
was the real harm to him. It's interesting that sticks and stones can't break my bones, but words will never hurt me is reversed for them. The wraiths.
Yeah, it's appropriate for ghostly creatures.
Since they're living in the alternate dimension or whatever it is, the sticks and stones can't hurt them at all. All the weapons that attack them break, but the words hurt them. And part of Strider's healing attempt on Frodo is to chant something over the handle of the blade, of the cursed blade, to help to undo part of that curse or to slow it down.
And like over his wound. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And so there are words that are used. I mean, Elbereth's name invoked on the Witch King. The words chanted over the blade and the wound, and then later on, Frodo will also call out certain words that are impactful, calling on the same gods, I believe. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't really work the third time once they know what to expect, but that's the most damage that a human being can possibly do, at least right now, that we're aware of. So it is nice to see that is consistent.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you have a thought?
Yeah, this is the wrong moment to bring it up, but I feel stupid.
We're good at that.
I didn't bring this up before.
Okay.
It's like when the wraiths flee as well. Right then, Frodo was wielding one of those Numenorian Westernist blades.
Yes.
That are made to combat the wraiths specifically.
Yes.
And later, the Witch King's going to be undone because Merry strikes the first blow with that weapon specifically.
Yeah.
That breaks his like invulnerability enchantment or whatever.
Interesting.
So maybe he got freaked out because that enchantment was broken.
Yeah. He got his big toe hurt by Frodo's sword.
I could see that being part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably other force.
That would make more sense.
Yeah. I can't believe I just now thought of that.
Yeah.
But, make sure.
When we get to the Pelennor Fields.
Yeah.
Middle of next year.
We'll talk about that there too.
Yeah.
But still, there's 4 of them are enough to chase down a weary Gandalf.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 would still be enough there.
Yeah, but it is also their leader that got targeted.
Yeah.
Right. And so if he withdraws, then the rest of them go back and say, hey.
That does help. But there's no indication of that here.
No. But there's also no indication that Aragorn is related to Beren and Luthien.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that's spelled out a couple chapters later.
Yes. Well, maybe it's maybe.
Well, the difference is Aragorn's identity is being hinted at around here.
Yes.
I don't think there's anything about the nature of the daggers quite yet.
I don't think so. Although with Aragorn's,
there's a little bit
with Aragorn's song. The last thing that he says is, they're the kings of Numenor. That is the Westerness, which is the blade, which you could word study connect to the blade that was retrieved from the Barrow Downs. And then the very next thing that happens is Sam and Mary go off, and then they come back, and there are riders, and then suddenly everything happens.
Yeah.
So there could be enough to vaguely piece that together. I would be more interested in how explicit is it in the Pelennor Fields, because I've always had the impression...
It's really explicit in the Pelennor Fields.
Okay, I've always had the impression that Mary hits the Witch King with a sword, and that provides the distraction for Éowyn to kill him.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Is it explicitly like he has a magical barrier and that blade breaks it?
Yeah. It's just about that specific.
Okay, interesting. I will have to keep that in mind for many months from now.
You can look ahead a little bit if you want to.
Okay, I might. I'm just curious on that. So I guess that would provide more of an explanation.
Yeah.
If that is how that works.
But I think it's interesting. Aragorn, there's this magic of names, Aragorn, and magic of song as well.
Yeah.
And Aragorn can do some magic.
He does.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit of healing.
Yeah.
Song magic.
He's not. I wonder. Why do you have to dance like that?
The healing song magic.
That was not a healing song magic. That did irreparable damage to me. That did not heal. And so, yeah, he can do some amount of very nebulous something or other. I don't know how much of it is. Well, I guess it is magic. It would be chanting the whatever. I guess that would be an incantation. So, yes, he's not like a full-blown healer, or at least he doesn't have the resources for it.
He doesn't have everything,
and especially not for this type of wound.
He is a full-blown healer. He's just rushed,
which will also be revealed in the Battle of the Pelennor Fields over someone who has been injured by a wraith, which happens to be Mary in that moment, because he's the one who provides the medical support to actually take care of all the man's broken limbs and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Okay, I have to read the Pelennor Fields now. Well, no, I can't. I can't just jump ahead and read it because apparently it sums up so many things. It
is one of the best chapters because it ties together nearly every thread. It's insane.
Okay.
I love reading that.
Interesting.
Chapter.
Then I can't just jump ahead and just read it out of context. I will wait.
It is beautiful.
Okay.
I love culminating moments.
Okay.
It's so great.
Then I will wait and I will see. And if it is disappointing, I will be forever disappointed and disavow everything.
No.
So, Strider has attempted to heal, and then they journey on. They do put Frodo on the horse that they bought, the weak little horse, which is much better now that they're taking care of it instead of
growing through the journey.
Fernie. So good for the horse. Horse is good. Is he named yet?
Yeah, his name is Bill.
Has that been mentioned before?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was mentioned right at the gate.
When they left, maybe.
They got the pony Bill from Bill Fernie.
Oh.
That's strange.
Okay. He is a horse, I guess.
Guess who named the pony Bill? It was Sam.
Got him.
Don't know why he named... Because they know he got it from Bill Fernie.
Well...
that actually ruins the Fellowship of the Ring for me. Why would Sam name him after his abusive owner? That's crazy.
Well, interesting. I don't think he's been named yet.
He has.
I don't think so. I'm not seeing it.
Is that...
No, I think he names him Bill after they leave Rivendell, because I remember I think it's first mentioned in Caradhras that they have Bill. He has to say bye-bye to Bill the pony when they go into Moria.
I guess you're right.
So, anyway,
okay,
he's redeeming the name, right? There's a theory on you shouldn't name your children names that are associated with bad things, and then there's a theory on sure, you should name your children those things and help them redeem that name and make it good. It's like naming someone Kyle. I'm just gonna leave that.
Sorry,
there.
Kyle.
You can think. Well, no.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it depends on the Kyle.
Touche.
There are a couple good ones that I know. There are a lot of other ones that I also know. So they journey. They journey on. There's a mention from the outset. There are 2 rivers in the way of them going to Rivendell. And I know this because I played Lord of the Rings Online. We should play that sometime. I'll keep saying that until we actually play it.
All right.
I'll hype it up for you, and you'll be like, oh, it is a game, I guess. 2 rivers in the way. They need to cross both to actually find where the elves are. There's the ford right at Rivendell, and then there is the river before that where they have to take the last bridge.
Yes, okay, that's right.
The bridge into the Trollshaws, and then the bridge into Rivendell itself.
Yes. Okay.
So at least 2 moments where they have to stick to the road.
Oh, yeah. So there's the Horwell and then Loudwater.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they have to go in. They have to cover both of those. It is interesting that you have to cross a river to get to the elves in both cases. It's just a cleansing ritual to go into the presence of the holy. I mean, that always has been the case from every religion that exists, is some amount of cleanliness required to reach the divine, and if the elves are representative of the divine.
It's just a good boundary marker as well.
Yeah.
It's like you're passing further from what you know.
Yeah.
Here they are moving to the end of their first road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so they've made the journey, or they are making the journey. Frodo is not well. There's a mention that the riders are not attacking them as they're traveling, which is odd, but it kind of gets solved by a character we meet later on.
Yeah, there's an indication for why they're afraid.
I have a complaint, but I guess it works itself out fine. Strider does stick to the road when he has to, and he doesn't otherwise, although sometimes it's because the road is very windy and it's faster to just go straight, and sometimes it seems to be because he doesn't want to get spotted.
Yeah.
And I guess both of those play important roles in that.
Legitimate.
Yeah. So they're going to Rivendell. This is the moment where you find out that Strider grew up in Rivendell.
Yes.
Which is like, oh,
you're even more strange than your average person.
Yeah, maybe this is why people don't like you. Because you think you're better than everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, right, his lineage is part elf, which we don't know yet, but we will eventually find out. But his training is also part elf. Yeah. It's like Moses being raised in the house of Pharaoh, and then he's the best of both worlds. Okay. Because he is great as a Hebrew, understands all of the law, but he's also skilled as an Egyptian and raised in all of those things. So it makes him perfectly equipped to deal with both realms, which is cool if Aragorn's supposed to be ultimately the king of the whole world, that he's able to unite both cultures and even more than that. So there's
something to that.
A little bit of Moses imagery there, a light little Moses section. And that's about all I have to say on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else on going to Rivendell, like up until they reach the trolls? There's a bunch of like random stuff.
There's one thing before that.
Yes.
I mentioned this previously, but I think we see again more characterization of Merry.
Okay.
And it's more the same, which is we actually see him scout ahead with Strider.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also just continuing to ask good questions about distances and such things.
Yeah.
And maybe part of that is like Frodo is kind of indisposed.
Yeah. A little bit.
That leaves Frodo would
the de facto leader is gone.
Sort of do stuff like that.
Yes.
But Frodo was never like an expert in that regard. Like he's a smart guy. He travels, but Merry has a head for maps and organizing things. Yeah, and so we can see that some more in this chapter.
Yeah, yeah, he does. He is the second in command. Yeah, kind of. Sam is not a leader, and that's all right. But that's not what he's built for. Pippin is not reliable and that's not really all right, but that'll get fixed later on.
It will.
But Merry is cool. He becomes the helper to Strider to become the little Strider himself.
Mm-hmm.
There are actually two more things about this section that are interesting. Number one, when Strider says, "I have lived in Rivendell," and like I used to live in Rivendell, and I still return there when I can. My heart lives there, but I'm not allowed to live in peace, which is the exact character arc that Frodo's going on.
Oh yeah,
which is leaving his home,
about that.
And he's not able
It's not time to rest yet.
Yeah, he can't go back. It's not time to settle down, right? Yeah. Aragorn has the love of his life that he will get around to eventually, but he can't engage in that right now. He's got work to do. Okay. And so you have that same kind of, he's the role model for what Frodo's building towards.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
This has to be said at some point. Do you know how old Aragorn was when he met Arwen?
Originally?
Yeah.
12? I don't know.
No, he was like in his early 20s.
Oh.
Do you know how old he is right now?
He's like 70 something.
He's like 80.
Yeah. It's like, hold on, babe. You're immortal. It'll be fine.
Hey, I guess she's not going anywhere.
She has not. He has aged up incredibly so, but
Yeah, that's rough.
For Numenorians, he's what, middle-aged?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine. It's like wait until 30, relatively.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting way to do things, but he has...
I love the connection to Frodo.
He has a responsibility that he has to deal with, which is what Frodo is doing.
Yeah. I had not caught that, but I think that's definitely there. That's beautiful.
Cool to see. There was the earlier line from Pippin of, "Oh, we're going to become like you," which is we're going to sleep out in some ditches, which they will, and they will become well-traveled like Strider is. They will become very aware of some things like Strider is, but they'll also become much more attached to duty and responsibility and honor, much more like Strider is than they think they will. Or than they're even aware of. So that line ends up playing double duty here and later on. You also have a mention that like we could theoretically go to the north of Rivendell, but I don't really know that area.
Yeah.
Which is the first indication that Strider is getting out of his league.
Sure. And there's like a little bit in the last chapter, like Strider's like, man, I shouldn't have stayed up there too long, or I should have investigated these tracks before Pippin and Sam were down there.
Yeah.
So he's not a perfect dude.
No.
But he's far and away more experienced than these hobbits.
Yes, but even he is reaching the limits of his
to your point,
competence, right? Mm-hmm. It's the reason Rangers have a favored country or a favored terrain in D&D. He's reaching, I've been through Breeland a lot. Mm-hmm. But I'm not really sure past Rivendell, right? I'm sure he's been past Rivendell, but he doesn't know the North Country, and he doesn't know
something else. The specific thing is he doesn't know the area north of Rivendell.
Yeah, which you think he would, but apparently not, and that's okay. No, basically, they need more people. Up there. Yeah, especially as you go and find out there are actually 9 of these riders.
Oh, yeah.
There needs to be more than 5 people. And that's kind of what this whole Rivendell section is building up towards is we are outclassed even with Strider. Let's get somebody else or maybe a few more,
that's a good point.
Which bridges very naturally into Council of Elrond and all of the things that will come later on.
Yes.
So I think that's cool. That's all I have before they get to the troll country.
Yeah. And that's all I have before the trolls.
Cool. We have way overshot 15 minutes, but
that's good.
Oh, well, we can cut it off here. Okay. So they reach the troll country. That's it. They find Bilbo's trolls from back in the day. They're not made up. They sing a song. I mean, they're like several pages on this.
No, it's great.
And it's interesting, but like, I don't know. It kind of, if the point is for Frodo to rush on ahead because he's like sick and dying, it just feels like there are 5 pages of, hey, here are some trolls. that's cool. And
I love this moment, Regan.
Oh, this is your favorite moment.
It's great.
Okay. Explain.
It's really good for everybody.
Yes, it is. And Frodo engages in conversation, which he hasn't really done. So, yes.
And not just like as a positive experience, but like just really like opening the door to a lot of things about our characters.
Okay.
Even more so.
Interesting.
And even the dynamics between them. You see that Merry and Pippin. Merry is a lot more competent than Pippin.
Yes.
But they're still like the young guys. And they're like, there's trolls up there.
Yeah.
And Aragorn's like...
Specifically Pippin is.
Yeah. But Merry's running back with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can say it's Adam and Eve kind of situation. Like Pippin's being loud, but Merry's there too. He's guilty by association. Don't take that interpretation too far anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, I was like,
they're both guilty. They're both scared.
Yes.
And Aragorn treats them like that. He's like, guys, you're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It's broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
There can't be trolls out here.
Yeah. The fear has made you forget everything you know. You're forgetting not only your family history, but all you ever knew about trolls. So, fear is the mind killer.
Yeah,
fear is the other things. I forget.
The little death that comes before annihilation.
It's something like that. I remembered the quote up until I started saying it, and then I blanked on it.
Happens more than people would believe.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But yeah, so
it's true.
Merry and Pippin are the inexperienced younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like 24 or something.
Oh. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
Okay. Are they even there? I guess they would not even be considered adults by Hobbit standards?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And Sam
they're
isn't
tweens,
either.
I guess. Yeah.
Like they're all in like their earlier mid 20s.
So Frodo's got like a bunch of minors on a road trip
Not minors, just younger guys.
I mean, not considered adults yet is...
They're not officially adults.
I feel like that's the definition, but never mind. I don't think they would legally be able to sign a waiver of this is probably going to get me killed, but none of them will die, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yes, they are young and inexperienced.
Those people. Sam, earlier, last chapter, he sang a song that Bilbo had translated from Elvish.
A brief section of the song because he didn't remember the whole thing.
And here he's got this whole ballad that he wrote.
Yes.
And Mary's like, where in the world did you get that from? Or no, Pippin says that. And Frodo's like, Sam made that up. And then Sam's all embarrassed.
Yeah.
But he did.
Yeah.
So we're seeing, like, Sam, I'll stand by saying that Sam is like a hobbit's hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
He's down to earth.
Yeah.
That kind of guy. But he's not just that way.
Yeah.
Bilbo has infected him.
Yeah. And of course, Frodo says, well, you'll end up being a wizard or a warrior. And Sam says, I don't really want to be either. And he's not going to be either. Mm-hmm. But he is going to be just as effective as either a wizard or a warrior.
And I don't know.
Somebody's calling me from Texas. What in the world? I'm hanging up on him.
Okay, good. Okay. But he flirts with the line of being a warrior.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Well, there are many moments.
He's such a good warrior, if you will, as far as that goes, because he's humble and down to earth and doesn't want to be a warrior.
So he is a warrior and a poet.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
He's certainly no king, but he's
Have you read The Warrior Poet Way by John Lovell?
No.
It's a good book.
Okay.
It's a good book. It's a life advice book. He is a pastor of some evangelical something or other church in Georgia. Retired Army Ranger, runs a YouTube channel and stuff. Does some like
Soldier
firearm medical something training, really and it's the Warrior Poet Society. Because men should be able to be warriors and be violent when they need to, but also be poets and actually care.
And I think Sam is like a really
Sam does both.
Cool picture of masculinity in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing about any of these people is effeminate in any way. Mm-hmm. But they are all very confident in being brave, and then they are very confident in just being nice. Mm-hmm. And you can do both. And it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
Sam especially is the primary example of that.
And it's a funny nonsense song. And I think it sort of does for the reader what it does for Frodo. Is it's like this nice break from the horrible...
Just like, what in the world?
Being ground down by the road and withered away. It's like, here's a funny song about a guy who tried to fight a troll and had to retreat.
Yeah.
In the funniest way possible. It's a great song.
Very, very interesting.
I love seeing just how many different kinds of poetry Tolkien can write and integrate.
My man cared way too much about this.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah. It is nice that if there are going to be so many songs, they're not all just identical copies of each other.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's a different feel. There's a very different feel between... This sounds like a kid's song.
Yes.
Right. It's very chill, whereas like Beren and Luthien is an ancient piece of poetry, and you can kind of tell that from just reading it. Yeah. It's the feel of it.
And that's like really good poetry. Like just reading it makes it clear what it is.
Yeah. Or even back with Tom Bombadil. Yeah. Not this Tom, but Tom Bombadil.
There's too many Toms. That's
apparently.
A different problem.
Yeah. There are a whole two of them. We hate those guys. Yeah, and even he has his song moments, but then even in his regular speaking, I said it feels lyrical.
No, and that's
feels
still
like
impressive.
He's singing.
It's like every bit of dialogue Tom has is like sort of rhymey and sing-songy.
So, like I mentioned last episode, it feels like Aragorn talks how Aragorn would talk.
Yeah.
Tolkien is a guy who gets in the minds of his characters. He's not just using the same voice for everybody, but they're very different and varied, and it just makes it feel like there are actual people here.
It does.
Which is
cool. So that's cool moments for Pippin. Well, not cool for Pippin and Merry. It shows their experience. A cool moment for Sam.
Yeah.
And it's neat for everybody, but especially for Frodo.
A relieving moment.
Thinking about the legacy of Bilbo as well.
Yeah.
Because this is a moment where he was out of his element, and they had to rely on Gandalf's help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the first challenge in Bilbo's adventure, really, was these trolls.
Yeah. Frodo has had a lot more difficult of an adventure than Bilbo has.
He's on his first leg.
Yeah.
And this was like the first leg, if you will, of Bilbo's journey.
Yeah. I mean, it very much parallels what Bilbo has done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just interesting. It's also interesting here as well. This is the moment where how much of the troll's gold does Bilbo have?
Yeah.
And Frodo oddly says he doesn't have any. He gave it all away, which is weird. But also, I mean, the point of Bilbo's journey was to go out, and he came back with all these treasures. He got rid of them. The point of Frodo's journey is to go out and get rid of the last treasure Bilbo kept behind.
Yeah.
Which was...
And that's even what he says right before that is he looks down at the stone that marks where the treasure is buried.
Yeah.
And he wished that Bilbo had brought no treasure more perilous nor less easy to part with.
Yeah.
So exactly what you're saying about the ring.
If it was only the troll's gold, it would have been a relief.
Yeah.
But no, Bilbo gave away all the money, but he kept one thing.
It's a really neat episode of reflection here in the middle of the chapter.
Yeah. So. Very odd when I first read it, but only as you're talking about it, is that saying, oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes sense as to why this is here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have put it here, but also I'm not a writer like Tolkien is.
No, I don't know what I would have probably exploded something, but I like this.
Yeah, just put a bomb on the trolls. Yes, that makes sense. There is a mention that sunlight is what froze the trolls. Sunlight is also the thing that deters the riders. Yeah. And so it's very clear the sun is like a primary opposition to evil, which is just a biblical idea. Mm-hmm. God is light, and in him is no darkness. Light is better than darkness. Finding wisdom is like finding light in a world of darkness. If you don't have God, you're away from the light, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always been, light and darkness have always been symbolic of religious imagery. The sun has always been a sign of some great supernatural divine good power, and that is also true in Lord of the Rings, although less literally. The sun is not their god, but the sun is definitely a blessing for righteousness. So you have that. You have this journey section going up to the trolls. You have a whole recess at the trolls, and then you have a journey section going away from the trolls, which is where they come across a rider. But he's not like those other riders.
I hate that.
But I mean, it's true though. He appears. It says they hid from him because they heard him. But then was it Frodo who could tell it was a different sound?
Yeah, Frodo thinks it's different, and they see Aragorn, who recognizes. And at first, Aragorn was not sure who's coming.
Yeah.
But his face turns into an expression of joy.
Yeah. So, different sound, white horse instead of black horses, golden hair instead of hooded and cloaked and unable to see the face, etc., etc. He is like the complete opposite. And he's also glowing.
Yes, to
Frodo. To Frodo, he is glowing.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me something or other.
Well, that's not how that works.
I can make it be whatever I want it to be.
Okay.
You don't have to fulfill it, but I can say it. Yeah, why do you think Frodo sees him glow? I have a theory, but I want to hear your theory.
Well, I know, so why don't we hear your theory first?
Well, no. You explain to me what it is, and then
theory?
I'll tell
What's
you
your
what.
Theory? What's your theory?
My theory is you tell me what it actually is, and then I'll tell you what it actually is.
No, that's not quite as exciting.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he saw the wraiths glow in the spirit world. That's the best way I know how to say it. Shadow of Mordor calls it like wraith vision. The wraith world, so that's
sick.
It is pretty cool actually. Shadow of Mordor's fantastic. Anyway, so he sees the wraiths glow when he puts the ring on. He sees the elf glow when he has the ring off. It seems to be an odd parallelism where the wraiths, right? The wraiths only really exist in this alternate reality that you can only see through the ring, whereas the elves fully exist in this present reality. And so they're glowing.
Cool. And that's technically not wrong.
I feel like that's right.
So Frodo goes to the Wraith world when he has the ring on?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just jumped.
I was gonna say something else.
Go ahead.
I wrote it out and everything.
Go ahead.
Frodo sees the elf glow in glory without the ring on. He only sees the riders glow in their unglory when he has the ring on.
Yeah.
They are the corrupted forms of the elves. They're like the anti-divine. These are demons.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's true.
If elves are angels, these are demons.
That's
relatively.
There's something there.
Yeah.
I will say, like, toward the end, Frodo sees the wraiths in their, like, unveiledness, even when he doesn't have the ring.
That is true.
And so I think what's happening is it's more a sign of, like, Frodo is fading toward the wraith world because of the wound.
Yes.
I think that's, like, the main thing.
Could be.
That's certainly why he sees the wraiths that way. And I think it's also implied that's why he sees the elf, Glorfindel, like this.
Yeah.
Because welcome to Tolkien's metaphysical world.
Thank you. I feel very welcome.
You're welcome.
That's what I was told.
Humans have the doom or the blessing of men in Middle-earth.
Okay.
Which is they can die.
Odd blessing, but yeah, I agree.
That's what they said. They hate it.
But you know, immortal men have never gone well, so I understand.
Yeah. So men can die, and it's implied they have like some really great glory in like the final reality or in between place before the end of days in Middle Earth. Lots of Christian parallels there, perhaps.
Let's just hand wave the future. We don't.
Yeah. But
is there a concrete explanation for that, or is it all just kind of hinted at and left vague?
As far as humans go, it's a little more vague.
Okay.
But
elves have an actual place to go to.
Yes.
Humans are okay. Cool.
There's a lot more specific things about elves.
Okay.
But
fair
elves, their glory is really tied to like the physical world. So that's why they're like have super vision, super long lives, and super reflexes and all this.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Like that's what they're made for.
Interesting.
It's like you guys can have a lot of great blessings here, and you'll learn kind of different blessings than men will, and you can kind of inform each other.
Curious.
But it's going to be different later on for them.
Okay.
And so
is that why a lot of the elves have stuck around, and why Gildor, is it Gildor in chapter 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, why he was like trying to inspire the elves to move on because they. Oh, okay.
I think that's part of the reason.
Huh.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
I think that's why I think elves in Middle Earth are really cool.
Okay.
So Glorfindel has like a lot of his like personal glory and might. It's enhanced by having gone into the West.
Okay.
And come back. Like he's one of those elves who's been there.
Like Galadriel from the Rings of Power.
Like Galadriel from not the Rings of Power.
Okay.
But so.
Oh, did she actually do that?
We can talk about Galadriel when we talk about Galadriel.
That's a much later discussion.
She's awesome.
Cool.
But Glorfindel has been to the West and now he's here. He's weird, but so all elves
cool.
have this like their glory or their great power is tied to right now, and that's especially true with elves who have gone into the West.
Okay.
And so I think Frodo, there's not like a difference for the elves as much between like the wraith world or spiritual world and like the physical world.
Yeah.
They're kind of in both at once.
Okay.
And Frodo's fading into the wraith world, so he sees more the wraith world side.
Interesting. Yeah. I can see that. Glorfindel is also, he's the reason the riders have been scared away.
Yeah.
Which I guess if he is like glowing from being in the West, I guess that would make more sense.
Yeah, they don't even like the mention of the name of Elbereth, and here's a guy who's like been in her presence.
In the presence, yeah. So the embodiment or the angel of Elbereth or whatever, bearing the glory of that god and bringing it back to them. So that does make sense as to why the writers have not pursued them further. Doesn't really make sense as to why they held back in the first place, but that's a past issue. Mm-hmm. There's also up until this point, it's been talking about Frodo's arm has been cold, and like frozen over, and he can't use it, etc., etc. So they keep him warm as best they can, but it's not doing anything. It's slowing it down a little bit, but it's not stopping it.
Not doing much.
But when this elf touches Frodo's arm, he feels its warmth.
Yeah.
And so you get this impression of this godly being with like God's own power is actually able to not just slow this thing down, but actually stop it, at least for the moment, or cause a much greater effect. And so there is like hope for a cure over when there are a bunch of elves. And so they need to rush Frodo off to get into that other place.
Yeah.
Elves are very effective.
Yes.
So more effective on this issue than Strider has been up until this point. But if Strider didn't do the little bit that he could, Frodo wouldn't have made it to this point.
It's the Barlaman effect.
So, you see the toss up of those two.
Yeah.
And then you get to the last 2 pages, and there's like a sprint across the river.
Oh,
and
I guess we are almost there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They meet up with the elf, and they're like, cool. And then they run across the river, and Frodo is saved. Hooray. Well, he like almost dies. And then
we don't find out he's safe until...
And then book 1 ends, and then Fellowship of the Ring is done.
Cliffhanger.
Well, Fellowship of the Ring Part 1 is done. But yes, big cliffhanger, and where the movie's cut in half, I believe. Or something like that.
So Glorfindel says, hey, you're going to be on my horse, buddy.
Yes.
Frodo's like, no, I can't just leave my friends behind. Which is like, it's cool because we see Frodo's noble intentions.
Yes.
But also, he doesn't.
I was like, yeah, you should.
He's not really like grasping like all the intricacies, the few intricacies of the situation, which is, they just want you, buddy.
Yeah.
And Glorfindel says, I think we'll be fine if you're not with us.
Yeah. You're not going to do anything at this point. Like, he's not capable of doing anything. Mm-hmm. And he's more of a hindrance than he is anything at this point. Because there's a moment where he tries to actually turn back, and Glorfindel just, like, forces him ahead, essentially.
Like, go. Yeah.
Yeah, which it's interesting. Talk about adaptation instead of Glorfindel. It's Arwen in the movie, which... I mean, I guess it gives Arwen actual screen time because she really doesn't exist in any of the movies.
It's not really her story.
No, not at all. So I don't really care about that personally, but I'm sure that some people
do. It's neat to
do.
see her in the movie. I think Glorfindel, there's more time for him to like make a difference here.
Yes.
It also just fits with like the courtly sensibilities Tolkien is drawing on.
Yeah.
At least those, and maybe more worldview things from him.
Yeah.
That, hey, Arwen is this like elven princess, basically. This great lady. Like, she's not going to be
Elrond would not be sending out his child, because Glorfindel has been on a 9-day mission to scout the area and everything else. You would not send out a woman to do that.
Yeah, and you also hear, like,
it's not very nice.
Not all the elves could even do this.
Yes.
He's only sending out, like, those. Yeah, there are a few
those who scare the riders.
Yeah, which are, most of the elves in Rivendell haven't been to the west.
Yeah.
Glorfindel's one of the few who has.
Interesting. It's like a separate class of elf.
Yeah, exactly.
Fascinating. So, yeah, he sends out Glorfindel, and Glorfindel does well. Frodo is on his horse. He's being chased by the riders up ahead. There are the riders behind him, the 5 that are following. There are also 4 up ahead that are like forming a barricade of sorts that doesn't work very well.
Moving like the wind toward the forest.
Yes.
They weren't quite there yet.
Yes, trying to outpace him and get in the way, and they don't ultimately manage it. Bless, but Frodo does run away from them. He almost doesn't run, and there's like a question. He gets to a point where he pauses and looks back. He does the whole Lot's wife thing, which is probably not great, but he doesn't turn into salt, which is good. Why do you think he does that? Why does he not run?
It seems like when the wraiths are aware of people, they can really just mess with their minds.
Okay.
Because Frodo, I think, even says he eventually realizes it's not his will that's making him stay there.
Yes.
It's some other force compelling him.
Yeah. In his heart, they were silently commanding him to wait.
Yes.
Which is interesting. Then he doesn't even make a move to run away. He draws a sword.
He's outmatched.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Glorfindel put him on a horse that is obedient, and it turns out the horses are actually a lot better than the people are, and the horse
do you know
outstrips
what I saw
everybody.
Recently? It's something I hadn't heard until a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Is in the army, Tolkien worked with the horses.
Oh.
This is where some of his experience and maybe expertise, familiarity with them, owes itself to.
Which war was he in?
He's in the first one.
The first one, and his son was in the second one. Yeah, because okay. Yeah. Interesting. I guess they did have horsemen back then. That's fallen out of fashion.
Yeah.
That's not really common, but yeah. Interesting. He does seem to have a heart for horses and describing them, taking care of them.
Yeah.
Right. This is a very sad pony, but they rescue him from the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he ends up being the pony that takes Frodo, so like he really saves Frodo. Is Bill the pony.
An excellent pony.
Incredible guy. There was the whole line earlier where Tom gave the ponies names. Humans try to, but only Tom and the forces of nature can really name them and make them something special. And so you have like, there's a lot of horse glorification, which I've noticed.
And this horse is excellent.
Yes. Horses can be more intelligent than people can. And that's good. And so it helps Frodo get away.
Yeah.
Some combination of the Ringwraith command and the ring's call and want to go back to its master, and also probably the wound having turned him half or 3/4
he's in a really
of the way.
rough situation.
Yeah. So all of those things are against him, but the elf horse saves him. And Frodo crosses the water, which is great. And then he's on the other side and just kind of hangs out on the other side.
Yeah.
Instead
one
of
moment
going
before
forward.
he gets there is one of the things that again, Glorfindel and the horse are the ones who actually extricate him from that situation.
Yes.
But Frodo is spurred to resist their magic and is actually able to resist them. So he knew in his heart they were silently commanding him to wait, and he's not spurred by like positive emotions.
Yeah.
It's fear and anger.
Yeah.
So I think that was neat. Like, there's a place for those.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm afraid and angry at these guys.
Yeah.
I should fight or run away. You know?
Well, he says he should fight. Everybody else says he should run away.
Yes. So there's
discretion
mixed
is the greater
there,
part of valor.
But there's negative emotions that help him resist their spell.
Yeah.
Hey, this is bad.
There's a place for those.
Yeah.
Be angry and yet do not sin.
Yeah.
Right. Anger is a command from God sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. So yes, he does cross the water eventually, making it across the ford into Rivendell area. The riders don't, or at least not yet.
No, they don't want to. This is Elrond's magic river.
Yes, and they seem to be. I mean, they seem to be kind of averse to water. They were slightly too late at the Buckleberry Ferry, and so they had to go the long way around instead of swimming. They didn't. When Strider came back to the road, he was very worried about crossing over the last bridge, but there was nothing there. Partly because Glorfindel is like outrunning and chasing them off, sure, but also partly because I don't know, they're just like slow getting across the water. Then they get right up to the edge, and Frodo's right on the other side, and he's not running away anymore. But they're not willing to chase over it, at least, or very slowly.
Yeah.
Instead, there's this weird
stop at first
bargaining bit.
Yeah. They'd rather get Frodo without having to go into the river.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd rather it be willingly. It's like they can call Frodo to them, but they can't come in and force him, or maybe they technically can, but like they don't want to have to. I don't know exactly why. Frodo says, "God's on my side," essentially, and the Witch King says, "Shut up."
Yeah, by Elbereth and Luthien the Fair, you shall have neither the ring nor me. And then silence.
Yeah, which Elbereth is a god Frodo is familiar with. Luthien is
she's an elf.
Yes, the story that. Well, it's the story that he just heard.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I presume. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. He may have heard that before, but that was brought to his mind by Strider. So it's almost a picture of like, I don't really know what this means, but it seems to be effective. So let's just do that. And the Witch King says, "Shut up." Keep her name out of your mouth, almost, if you don't understand. Very odd. He also just breaks Frodo's sword from a distance.
Yes.
Which is odd. Firstly, what sword does Frodo have?
I wasn't going to mention this.
Yes.
But you brought it up. I think this might actually be a mistake.
Okay. You just weren't going to mention a blatant...
No, because it's so small. It's like not a big deal. I can't think... Like, if there's some in-universe explanation, it'd have to be like one of his friend's swords.
I would assume Sam would have given a sword over.
But as far as I can tell, they all have their swords later on.
Okay.
So I think there just is a mistake that it got destroyed after stabbing the Witch King the first time and destroyed again here.
Yeah.
Unless there's some dagger Glorfindel gave him. But I think it would have required a little bit of an explanation. So I feel like it's some kind of mistake, even if it's a very little one.
Interesting.
I could be dead wrong. Yeah. Like that's a bold thing to say, but I think perhaps it is.
Hold on. When does it say his sword broke?
It's beginning of this chapter.
No. It's not a mistake. Man, I should stop doing this.
Man.
Almost didn't say it. This was the stroke of Frodo's sword. The only hurt that it did to his enemy is the leftover cloth. It is unharmed, but all blades perish that pierce the dreadful king.
Okay.
He slashed at his toes, didn't actually make it, cut off his cloak.
Read carefully. So he almost got the Witch King with the magic sword.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then he dropped it underneath him when he fell. But
perfect. Okay.
So this is
I couldn't really believe it was a mistake, but I thought it said it blew up earlier.
Okay. Yeah. No. I thought it did too, but a blade that hits the Witch King. Yes.
Okay, that's excellent foreshadowing.
Curious.
And it probably still leaves room for the Witch King to be spooked by it.
Nebulously, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give that to you. But it is curious because then here at the end of the chapter,
why he blows up the sword.
Yeah,
it was like that could actually do something to me.
Which I thought it was weird because when it says when Frodo drew the sword, he drew it in like a red flash.
Yeah.
And the red is the
Fiery,
Westerness symbol.
Yeah. Anti-wraith.
Yeah. So, okay, that makes sense.
That's cool.
Frodo pulls out a sword to like fight, and then obviously it doesn't work. But as the fire is broken, as the fire cannot save him, the red sword is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The riders then come across to attack him, and then's when the water sweeps in and saves him. So by fire or water, he will he will be delivered
comes
somewhere.
Down, and we'll talk about this next time. But this is gonna be a funny bit. Is there's also big boulders and white riders in the water.
Yes. Back to horses saving people.
Yeah.
You have the picture of the horsemen who are coming down in the waves, not real horsemen, but waves in the shape of horsemen, coming down to cleanse the impurities. It's like the city's about to be defiled. It's right when the rider is about to set foot on the shore. Mm-hmm. He gets to the last possible step, and then the water just kind of rebels against that and washes away everything in a flood. Rip those guys.
Yeah.
And then the Black Rider's horses go mad and jump into the water and get washed away.
Yeah. And at this point, when Frodo is like very fading,
yes,
one of the second to last paragraph says he sees several shadowy forms and one shining figure of white light.
Yes.
So here, as he's fading, it's the he can see like the elven glory or personal power a lot more acutely.
Yeah. Interesting. Is that Glorfindel on the other side?
Yeah, Glorfindel and the Aragorn and the hobbits.
Mm-hmm. Small shadowy forms waving flames that flared red in the gray mist. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because those would also be the Westerness blades.
I think it's just torches.
Are they?
I think it's just torches.
Yeah. Okay,
but maybe
that could be.
I think it said torches later, but something to spook all the wraiths.
Interesting. And so the wraiths are carried off, and Frodo is allegedly safe, but he also kind of like collapses.
Oh yeah.
And
it could not have got much closer.
Rip. So very convenient.
So even with their mistake, the wraiths almost fixed things.
Yes. Almost. It's a questionable mistake in the first place.
And it took valor and luck and grit from our hero to make it through even so.
And the gods to get basically personally involved.
With what?
With Glorfindel coming in, having the power of the god.
Oh, I see.
Scaring off the riders, providing for them, and then calling out the name of the gods, which seems to agitate the Witch King into breaking the weapon, and that gets him into the stream in the first place. Because until Frodo says, the gods are with me, the ringwraiths are just trying to bargain. That's the moment at which they get into the water.
Those are fighting words.
And that's the moment at which the water comes down to get them.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there is divine protection somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know how strongly one can say that. I think, is it Elrond who sends the flood? Is that how that works?
It's mostly Elrond.
Yeah.
Gandalf will say he had a little bit of hand in that.
Cool.
Too. Yeah.
So divine protection, and also from your friends.
Yeah.
And friends are good. So that ends off the first half of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Woohoo!
Because it was published in two different books, or in two different halves that together make one book. Basically, they're called books 1 and book 2.
Yeah. They're published in the same cover.
Yes.
But,
but they are one complete novel.
Yes.
Together. So
that's probably, it works out well.
We're done with book 1, which means halfway through book 1.
Yeah. This next half is crazy.
The next half is apparently the best
shorter.
Half. Oh, well, that's good. And I guess we'll get to that next week. So next week, probably next episode would be chapter 13, mini meetings.
Yeah. And that probably better be 1.
Yeah. Council of Elrond is not going to combine with anything else.
No.
Oh, goodness.
No, it is not. It's like twice as long as the other ones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 45 pages.
We're going to have to pace ourselves for that.
Okay. A nice pickle we have landed ourselves in, as Samwise says. So I guess we'll
Well, thanks for listening to our 45-minute episode.
Exactly. Hey, we're closer to 45 minutes than we are an hour and 15 for about 10 more seconds. And then we're closer to an hour and 15.
We better wrap it up very soon,
maybe it rounds down. So next time we'll start into book 2. Thanks for listening. Hopefully this has been interesting to hear some thoughts on, and thanks for reading with us.